What's up everybody, welcome to Balkan Moto. I managed to strip off the front of the bike. Let's take a look at what I found. Alright, so these are the front bits of the bike that I took off. We got the speedo cluster over here. Cables seem pretty intact, but either way I'm not going to be using that. That big bracket over there, which was holding up most of the stuff. We got front brakes, or rather the hoses and levers. Most of this will be replaced. I think the only thing that will be used is really the Honda bracket that you see in there. Also we have the front electronics, so that includes the ignition, the horns, the blinkers, all the garbage pretty much. Here's that light that was on there. You can see the angle at which the mounting bracket is. This made it point straight down. No good. We have the seat, which I already had taken off. We have this, which is the handlebar stuff. So this is the grips, the buttons and such. The front clutch lever. And we also have the tank. The tank was in pretty good condition. Now, the ownership did say that the bike was red before. However, flipping it over, it looks purple. So this tank has been repainted a few times, or it's not off of this bike. So I'll need some restoration. From the looks of it, it seems like there's only one really problematic area, which is this dent right here. But that we can probably patch up unless there's a crack in the tank. There's also this piece of nonsense we'll have to switch out. The petcock needs a thorough cleaning, and I fear that it might actually be clogged, but we'll see. It certainly doesn't look very good right now. And this is what the bike looks like now. The front, pretty clean. The brakes have been drained and unplugged, so they're ready to be unmounted. We got the throttle cables here. On this side we have this little cable which is plugged into, I believe, the braking system in the front. There was this, which is the clutch fluid. We'll probably replace that entire cable. What else? The handlebars I left just so I can push the bike around, but you can tell that they're messed up too. For one, we see one screw's not screwed in here, and you can definitely tell that this is not as tightly clamped as this side. I'm willing to bet that these are probably not in the same height away from here. I haven't measured it. We'll see how that goes. We'll see what I'll do with this top yoke. I think I might be able to restore it a little bit, repaint it, and actually reuse it. So it does happen to have a lot of these screw points which I can reuse to mount all the new stuff. So we might get away with it. The bottom one seems in pretty good condition. Again, a little bit of restoration should get it going. Forks are definitely need to be fixed up. Mostly just new seals, cleaned up. I plan on probably repainting these bits here. Definitely need to clean them. Now, you may have noticed that the air box that used to be right here is currently missing. That's because I took it off. Now, in the process of doing so, I came to the realization that this bike has been bootstrapped together from multiple motorcycles. Now, from doing a little bit of research on the 1983 V45 Sabre, it doesn't seem like this air box here plus this bit is from it. I believe those are parts off of a Magna instead of a Sabre, which is essentially the same motorcycle but in a cruiser format. So these holes that we initially saw in the first assessment are actually not meant to be there. After looking up the specs on this part, this is definitely not supposed to be a hole. So I'll see how I have to fix that. Now, the good news is that I could potentially use these holes if I manage to find something to mount cone filters in them with, and something to plug up this big hole on top. Technically, I could use it exactly as is. Now, there's obviously some repair needed, like well, there's missing screws here. These rubber hoses need to be changed out. But if I do manage to do that, that leaves all of this space under the tank for me to potentially mount electronics, which cleans up a lot of the back of the bike. So that I'm kind of excited about. Now, some funny things about the existing setup. The previous owner had drilled out these holes, like I already mentioned, and managed to plug in all the holes on the intake. So this kind of fits like this in here. Now, if you were to open it, what you would find inside is a filter, and then where you see this yellow golden duct tape, there's actually vent holes there. So air is technically supposed to kind of travel in from the front of the bike through this big vent and these ones, and then down into the carburetors. But for whatever reason, the person has taped these off, kind of hidden this one down into here, and drilled these holes on the side. So no idea what he was thinking there. But yeah, we'll definitely need to kind of investigate that further to see what could be done. Also, guys, if you have any ideas on what I can do, definitely post a comment in the comment section below. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing your ideas on what I should do and what can be done. Another thing that I did a little bit more investigation on is the engine mount. Like I mentioned before, and I don't know if you guys can see this piece right here is entirely missing. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but that piece is completely broken off. So I did some research, and I think the safest option I have is to buy a brand new or a used bottom crankcase for the engine and completely swap it out, which means that we're going to be taking almost the entire engine apart to do that. Kind of a lot of work, but definitely doable. So we'll see how that goes. So this is what the bike looks like right now. In the next episode, I will definitely be going through the design stage for the project. So it will be mostly Photoshop, maybe some 3D renders. I'll see if I have some time for that. And we're gonna play around with the colors, the setup, the stance of the bike. So if you guys have any ideas, I'd definitely love to hear them. So post them down in the comments. Alright guys, that was it for this video. Next steps, like I mentioned, is going to be the design stage. So make sure to tune in for that. Please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click the little bell to get notifications for when new videos become available. Also make sure to check out my website, www.balkanmoto.com, where I post articles accompanying each of these videos, having more pictures and more details on what I did. And also make sure to follow me on Instagram at balkanmoto2018. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.